been some major ISA changes that you might have missed, and as we're in a new tax year, I thought it about high time I did a quick bonus video on everything that you need to know about ISAs this year. So hi, welcome back. My name is Zoe and this is my channel Words on Wealth. I previously worked as a wealth manager and I'm now turned financial educator. So if you do like these videos, do make sure you like, subscribe, turn your notifications on. I deliver videos on a Monday and a Friday. So back to then the ISA. ISA simply stands for Individual Savings Account. This is a type of account that is available to anybody who is living in the UK, who's a UK taxpayer, and every single person who's over the age of 18 gets £20,000 per year that they can put into ISAs. And that is, you heard it right, £20,000 per tax year that you can put into ISAs. Now, it is a use it or lose it situation. So if you don't use your ISA allowance, then tough luck, it's gone. So we're now already in this new tax year. You've got until the 5th of April 2027 to use your £20,000 if you haven't used any before. Now the way that the ISA limit works is that it's kind of like an umbrella over all the different types. And there are some different types. So let's quickly dig into what they are. First up, and the one that we're probably most familiar with, is the cash ISA. This kind of works like a bank account where you get a rate of interest in exchange for putting your money into that cash ISA and you don't pay any tax on the interest that is earned. Now, the cash ISA is the one where the changes are happening because at the moment, the allowance is £20,000, as I say, like an umbrella across all of them. Let's say you put £20,000 into a cash ISA. Happy days, you've used your full ISA allowance, off you go. Now, it might not be such happy days because next year that 20,000 is dropping to 12,000. So the cash ISA will only have a £12,000 per year allowance. What that means is there's still £8,000 that you can put into other ISAs. Now, the reason for this change is because the Chancellor, Rachel Reeves, is trying to encourage more people in the UK to invest, and that would involve using the Stocks and Shares ISA. So the Stocks and Shares ISA is very simply an account that allows you to invest in stocks, shares, and other therefore forms of stocks and shares such as ETFs, funds, bonds, etc. And all of the earnings that you get in there, so any dividends that you earn, any coupons that you get from bonds are tax-free, and the growth on the ISA is also tax-free. So if you've got investments sat in the ISA, they grow, it's all tax-free. Up to, again, the value of £20,000 being put in each and every year. Now, don't be caught out. If you put £20,000 in and happily your investments grow to £21,000, you've not broken any rules. It's all about those contributions. There's the Lifetime ISA. The Lifetime ISA replaced the old Help to Buy ISA and is set to try and encourage people to buy a property for the first time. You can put up to £4,000 per year into a Lifetime ISA and the government top it up with an extra 25%. So if you put the full amount of £4,000 in, they'll put another £1,000 in. Pretty nice, right? But there's a few key caveats. You can only open a Lifetime ISA if you're between the ages of 18 and 39. Also, you must use the proceeds of a Lifetime ISA to either buy a property for the first time in the UK up to the value of £450,000, or you then have to use it for retirement. We've got 2 ISAs left, so hold tight. The next one is the Innovative Finance ISA. This allows for early stage investing, and I will be doing other videos on this in future, so hold tight for more info on that one. It's kind of the most unusual, the lesser used, and the least common as well, which I think is an opportunity missed. And last but not least, there is the Junior ISA. This is open to anybody who is a child. Up to the age of 18, they get £9,000 a year that they can put into the Junior ISA. And that really allows for parents, guardians, friends, family, godparents, you get the idea, to put money into their child's future, grow it, put cash away, and it's tucked away until they turn 18. Great, we've covered the theory really quickly there, so where can you actually find these ISAs out in the wild? Different places for different ones. Let's start again with the cash ISA. If we're looking at cash ISAs, the reason why most of us are familiar with it is because our banks offer them to us. But our bank might not be the one that offers the best rate. So always use the likes of comparison websites that are out there, including Martin Lewis's website, to try and find the latest rates and the one that might work for you. Often as well, it's worth noting that if you do lock your money away for longer, you get a higher rate of interest on that cash ISA. When it comes to stocks and shares ISAs, there's loads of different providers out there again. Sometimes it's the high street banks. There are some app-based solutions and there are some historical stocks and shares ISA providers that have been around for donkey's years. I'm talking about the likes of AJ Bell, Hargreaves Lansdown and Interactive Investor as well that are focused very much on providing investing solutions. I've named a few platforms there, and there are loads others out there. As I mentioned, app-based, newer ones such as Invest Engine, Trading 212, Free Trade, they all have their own solutions. But for me, I never name a best one, because the best one for me is definitely not the best one for you. In fact, we'll all have slightly different preferences. So here are 3 things that you can look out for when you're looking at which stocks and shares ISA is best for you. First and foremost, compare the costs of that ISA with the budget. There is no such thing as a free platform. If it is free, then it's likely that there are costs in other places. Normally, there is a percentage charge on your investments being in that ISA, or there is a flat fee. Now, depending on what you're putting in will depend on what makes it worth it. And it's not always the case that cheapest is best, so just weigh up the costs along with your budget. Second thing to have a look out for is the range of investments available. So many people seem to ask me, do I need to buy a stocks and shares ISA or do I buy investments? They think of it as like an off-the-shelf product, and I get it, it's kind of the way that banks have maybe made it seem over the years. The reality is that the stocks and shares ISA is just a vehicle for buying stocks and shares. So don't see it as 2 separate things, but actually rather it allows you to hold those investments in a tax efficient way. So look at the range of investments that are available. Some do have that off-the-shelf system where you pick a risk profile and that's it, you're done. Some have thousands of investments available to you, whilst others have a relatively restricted view. If you're somebody that's really overwhelmed by all this, then that restricted view could be fantastic. Equally, if you're somebody that wants to have a lot of choice, then maybe actually you do want to pick that wider one that allows you the freedom. Last thing to look out for when you're looking at stocks and shares ISA is how user-friendly is it for you. So subjective, almost can't be quantified. Some just are for some people and some just aren't. So have a little play around on the app or on the website before you can. Use their customer service support system if you can as well, because that'll give you a lot of indication as to what the journey with investing with them is going to be like. As I say, in future videos, I'll come on to talk more about the Lifetime ISA, the Innovative Finance ISA, and the Junior ISA as well, and how you can compare these. Do let me know if you've got any questions in comments around how ISAs work. Have a great day, and bye for now.